And very good morning to all our dignitaries and participants. You are very welcome to the second day of our A-ESDP program on processing, preservation, marketing of milk as functional food. As you know that if we are to succeed in any kind of farming activity, be it sheep farming, cattle farming, any kind of farming activity, we need to move from unorganized individual farming to the scientifically organized farming. Today, we have a very dynamic personality with us who, apart from being an excellent tutor and a vivid researcher and a very able resource person, has been at the forefront of running and managing farms, be it this formerly called as Sheep Research Station, Shohama, or MLRI, Mountain Livestock Research Institute, Musadiq. So he is the go-to man. If you have any kind of query regarding any type of management practice, he is the go-to man. So please join me in welcoming our speaker of the day, Dr. Professor Hilal Musadiq Khan, in charge Mountain Livestock Research Institute, SKUAST-Kashmir. Sir.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all of you. My today's lecture is cream milk production, a prerequisite for carving milk production. But before going into this, let me give you some introduction regarding the dairy industry in India. Dairy industry in India is going to transform the living standards of the rural masses. Presently in India, India is producing around 23% of the total global milk production. More than 210 million tons of milk is being produced. And this is the mass source of employment generation to majority of the population. When we see this milk, how this milk is being used, because today's program, this is for the processing entrepreneurship. So what I see here, that 45% of this milk is being used by the households directly. 37% of this milk in India, it is being utilized by unorganized sector, and hardly 18% that goes to the organized sector, that is the processing sector. Same is the condition with our condition in JK. It is far more different than what is in under Indian conditions. We are producing around 2.5 million tons of milk. That's hardly 1% of the total milk production of India. And this milk, out of this milk, hardly 2.8% goes into the organized sector. So there is the scope wherein you people have a role to play. This 2.8% should go to more than 30%, more than 40%. So that maximum milk is being taken up by the industry people. There is one project is going to, that's almost through. In that project, they are projecting that the revenue from the milk industry alone will be around 15,000, more than 15,000 crores in the coming years. So that is what an industrialist should look at. ये 15,000 करोड़ को हम कैसे यूटिलाइज करेंगे, कौन कौन इस इंडस्ट्री में आएगा. सो जैसे हमारा अभी इस वक्त का जो ये है, जस्ट हार्डली द कैपेसिटी ऑफ दिस ऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर, दिस प्रोसेसिंग सेक्टर इज हार्डली 2.25 lakh liters per day in our UT. So in that project, we are projecting that the figures can go up to 8.5 lakh liters per day. So maximum milk, whatever surplus milk will be available in the coming years, that is to be used by the startups, that is to be used by the new people who want to go for the processing sector. So I must congratulate the people organizing this program, because this is the need of the day for developing this sector. So, but there are inherent limitations. We will be going into the processing sector, but whether we will be getting the quality product, whether we will be getting the clean product, So main inherent limitation for the processing sector, processing industry, that is the availability of the quality product. Because there will be competition at national as well as international market. So to get into that market, we need to have the quality product. So milk, what you is a perishable in nature. Okay, so it is easily it gets spoiled. So that is the most of the loss goes to the farmer at that time. Secondly, this acts as a media for most of the pathogens. So acts as a source for these health problems in humans also. So now people are getting aware, everybody. So for providing them the quality product, that is the need of the day. So quality and clean product, how we are going to that, we will be discussing some of the things over here that will just come from the farmer and how it goes to the consumer into the processing industry, so that the people are getting the safe milk for consumption, safe products for consumption, and the quality products for development of different products. So when we talk of quality milk comes before the milking process is there. So quality is by way of the composition of the milk. What sort of the composition the milk will be having. So on that basis, the rate of the milk, profit of the milk to the this producer will be coming. So this quality and as well as clean milk, they are sometimes used synonymously. So because all will have effect on the production of the milk which will be safe for human consumption. So our main motive should be that should be safe for human consumption. So what are the factors that are affecting quality of the milk? So quality of the milk is directly being affected by the genetic makeup of the animal. It will have breed differences. One animal will be producing, nowadays what is happening in Kashmir region, most of the people are going for Holstein cows. Holstein is producing the milk, good milk producer, but at the same time, it is having less fat content. Is that less fat content fit for our industry? We have to think into that. In industry, people, they will be requiring better fat as well as SNF content for making different types of products. So choice of the breed is an important factor. A farmer needs to be sensitized with these things, what sort of the thing we are requiring for the industry. So accordingly we can go for selection and breeding of the animals to meet the requirements of the industries. Second, these things, the quality of the milk, that changes as per the lactation stages also. At different stages of lactation, the quality of the milk that differs. Earlier, the quality in the initial phase of the lactation, that will have high SNF content, but fat content will be less. But after up to 3 months, this quality gets less in fat, but then it improves. Same is the nutrition. Nutrition is an important aspect. Genetics as well as nutrition, that play an important role for determining the quality of a product. In case of shipping pastures, when shipping pastures are available in abundance, the quality of the milk will be lower. During winter conditions, because the animals are being starved fat, green fodder is less, dry fodder is given more, fat content will be more. So availability will be as per the seasons, availability will be as per. So in different things, these are just nutrition factors that is controllable. If we will provide them the better nutrition at different phases and different seasons, we can check this thing. This is easily can be controlled. We can have this similar type of the factors, similar type of fat, SNF content, whatever is required for the industries. Then interval between milkings and timing of milking. In different intervals, you will see the morning this milk that will have high fat content, whereas the evening milk will have lower fat content. So it is dependent on that also. Then age, with age, fat content in the milk that decreases. Diseases have another. Disease also affect the fat content or SNF content in case of milk. So to get the better this milk without health hazards and other things, so concept of clean milk production has come up, wherein milk drawn from the udder of healthy animals which is collected in clean environment, and it should be free from extraneous matter like dirt, dust, flies, manure, and it should contain relatively small number of pathogens. Pathogen content should not be more. So it should be safe for human consumption, what I was telling earlier. It should have better keeping quality. By clean milk production, we are expecting that shelf life of the milk will increase because it will be clean. So there will be less number of pathogens and the shelf life will improve. It will have high commercial value. Whatever farmers nowadays, they are getting less remunerative price for the milk they are producing. So, but if they will be producing quality milk, they will be getting more price for their produce. Like you might have seen the Khyber or this JKMPCL, they are giving the rates as per the fat content and SNF content in the milk. So, when we will go for clean milk production, it will help in protection against diseases like typhoid, dysentery, diphtheria, septic sore throat, tuberculosis, and other zoonotic diseases like brucellosis, which is a zoonotic disease. It will help in protection against these things. This clean and quality milk production will help in producing good quality dairy products. When fat and SNF content will be high, good dairy products of high quality will be easily, and the producer can easily produce that. This clean milk can be transported to longer distances. So there is no problem in that also. So there will be more and more export of milk and milk products. This is the bacteriological standards for raw milk. Standard plate count in very good milk. It should not exceed more than 2 lakh. 2 lakh to 10 lakh, it means that this type of milk is good, but it is carrying the pathogens. And then 10 lakh to 50 lakh, it will mean that it is fair, and more than 50 lakh, it will mean poor. So different categories of milk. So normally we should go for routine SPC count of the milk, so that we can fix the pricing as per that also. So pasteurized milk, it should in that this should not exceed more than 30,000. While from this bacterial load, other contaminants come to the milk. The sources can be directly from they can come from soil, they can come from water, they can come from feed and fodder, it can come from milkers who are milking the animals, it can come from the utensils which are being used. After getting the milk, different milk from the milking pails, chilling units, until it reaches to the consumers. There are every place, there are sources of contamination are there. So how to prevent those sources of contamination, that will come now. So measures for clean milk production at farm level. There we need to maintain the animal hygiene. We we need to go for milkers hygiene, we need to see the hygiene during milking process, and we need to have a proper environmental hygiene in and around the sheds where milking is being done. So we need to actually sensitize the farmers regarding these processes so that they produce the milk which is clean, which is safe for human consumption. So in animal hygiene, milk must come from animals that are healthy. First of all, the animals should be healthy. They should not be sick. They should be maintained on a well-balanced nutrition, because nutrition plays an important role. Wherever there will be well-balanced nutrition, that will reflect in the health of the animals, and that will reflect in the production of the quality product from the animals. For that purpose, they should be vaccinated and dewormed regularly. At a farm level, we never go for treatment of the animals. We first of all go for prevention of the problems. So we should try to prevent the problems. We should have a calendar of activities wherein we should go for regular deworming and vaccination of our animals. And we should discard the milk which comes from the animals which are showing signs of mastitis, because then they will be carrying more number of the pathogens, and that will spoil poor milk which will be collected from even healthy animals also. Milk from the animals which are being treated for some diseases, that should not also come into the milking process. Milk from animals that have positive reaction to tuberculosis and brucellosis, they should be routinely done in a farm. Every year this type of routine, testing of the animals for these two things, diseases should be done, and that should not come for human consumption. Otherwise, that can cause public health problems. Farmers should be apprised of the cleanness of the animals. Cleanness is an important aspect. The more clean will be animal, there will be less chances of diseases, spread of pathogens going into the milk and causing some problems for the human health. For that, we should clip these tails, because this trimming of the tails and other things, that will less number of flies will be there. And we should remove the hair from flanks, perineal region and other regions, so that that doesn't go into the milk and create problems. Dirt and other things. Normally you have seen the animals, they get soiled in the perineal region. So that can come also in there. That will act as a source of infection. That will act as a source of carrying the pathogens, for which may come into the milk. So these clean animals are more likely to remain disease-free, and at milking time are less likely to contaminate the milk with harmful bacteria. For this thing, we should consider altering the diets. In spring season, you will see so much of soiling of this perineal region of the animals, because these lush pastures are available, and there is more and more of diarrhea and loose feces coming out. So during that period, we should think of providing them some dry hay also, so that this loose feces and other things do not come. During winters, we should try to keep the surfaces, floors clean. It is very difficult to keep that under our conditions because of the thrust area, that is the cold area is. So it is very difficult to clean, and regular cleaning of that. So soiling is a normal feature during winter months, but we should try to keep these milking animals clean during that period also. Milker's hygiene is important. A clean milker can work anywhere, because in any shed he can produce the good quality of the milk. It is the same. And a dirty worker who is not having good habits, even in good environmental conditions, can produce the milk of inferior quality. So milkers should be free from infectious diseases. The persons who will be suffering from some disease, communicable disease or some other disease, running nose and other things, they should not be allowed to milk the animals. There should be a regular feature that they should maintain their hygiene. They should regularly wash their hands. These are simple management steps which needs to be taken up for producing the clean and quality milk. They should not have nails, and their hair should not be more in those people. They should wear clean clothes, headgears and other, so that dirt and other things do not go into the milk while milking process. Hygiene during milking process. So pre-milking, milk pails and utensils should be cleaned with detergents and sanitizers and properly rinsed with water. Normally these features in our conditions we are not doing these things. But if we want to get the clean and quality milk, we need to sensitize our farmers with these things and provide them better remuneration, better prices for this type of the milk. So we need to visit the farms off and on to see that we are getting the milk from the hygienic conditions. Udder of the animals should be cleaned with suitable antiseptic, preferably in warm water, and dried with the towels before milking. Hands of the milker should be cleaned and dried before milking. Pre-milking teat stimulation should be done for 10 to 20 seconds because that ensures better milk letdown and removal of the whole milk. During milking, first few strips of milk should be withdrawn because they may contain more number of the bacteria. Complete milking should be practiced. Complete milking. No milk should be left behind. Elimination of foremilk is desirable. Milking by full hand method. There are different methods of milking. Full hand method, stripping, or knuckling. But full hand method is the best method. Other methods, they cause injury to the udder and teats, which can cause mastitis and other problems to the animal, and that can be source of contamination, source of bacterial load in the milk also. During this milking, we should not allow any dusty feed or fodder during milking process because dust and other things that will go with the milk and that will not be proper to use after that. These are some of the milking methods which farmers should practice. So here it is recommended that full hand method should be done, knuckling should not be done, or stripping should not. Post milking, we should try to use the teat dips with some antiseptic solution so that they do not carry the infection. These teats should be dried with towel or paper after that, and cow should not be allowed to sit after milking immediately because the teat canal is open at that time and it can easily, these organisms can enter the teat canal and that can cause infection to the udder. Environmental hygiene in and around the sheds, that is important. Animals should be provided suitable housing facilities. There should be proper floor space, there should be proper ventilation, proper lighting system should be within the sheds, and there should be proper disposal for animal waste. And during this, a cow normally requires 100 liters of milk. Clean, wholesome water for all the operations in a milking system. So that should be kept available for each animal. Milking area, it should be sited or constructed to ensure satisfactory hygienic milking. The milking area and immediate surroundings must be kept clean. Sufficient potable or clean water must be available in the milking area. Doors and walls should be smooth, impervious and easy to clean. Roofs and floors should be made of dust-proof sheet material and be easily cleanable. Sufficient ventilation should be there. There should not be obnoxious gases within the shed, or there should not be condensation of the water there. It should help in providing the clean air to the animals so that animals are comfortable. So for proper production from the animals, comfort of the animals is important. Their adequate lighting should be available within the sheds. Drainage should discharge to a suitable drainage system. In some places, there cannot be closed sheds everywhere. Open parlors under very high standards of management can be utilized for milking of the animals. Floors should be impervious to water and there should be free draining. Sufficient fall from the udder under the udder is important to ensure this area can be kept clean. Udder needs to be kept clean at all the times, and there should not be any dirt or anything which will come in direct contact with the udder. And warm running water, preferably containing a suitable disinfectant, should be available all the time. Loose yards should not be overcrowded. Water troughs should not be sited in bedded area. Good yard management includes at least daily bedding with complete removal of bedding, recommended every 4 to 6 weeks. All passages and loafing areas should be kept free of accumulations of dung, slurry and stale feed. The selection of the milking equipments, that is also important. Their hygiene, their cleanliness, that is important for getting the clean. The utensils are paid and the storage vessels should be normally of stainless steel 304 grade construction material and should have smooth surface with minimum joints and free from dirt, dents, cracks and crevices. And there should be suitable sized lid which should be placed on that. We should ensure that the milking utensils are uniform, having small mouth so that dirt and flies do not gain access into them. They should be exclusively used for milking and storage and not for any other purpose. These milk contact surfaces should be effectively cleaned and where appropriate disinfected immediately after each milking. All equipment must be kept clean and in good condition and rubber parts changed regularly. In case of milking machine, teacup liners, they should be replaced after every 2500 milkings. The outside of clusters and milking equipment must be kept clean to prevent spread of infection between cows by the milking operator. Milk cooling, storage and transport, that is another important aspect. This milk should be stored in closed containers. Milk storage area should have refrigeration facilities with all-round supply of electricity. Milk must be cooled to not more than 8 degrees centigrade in the case of daily collection or not more than 6 degrees centigrade if collection is not daily. The milk storage room should not be used for purposes other than the cooling and storage. Vermin, birds and other animals must be excluded. Hazardous chemicals must not be stored in the milk refrigeration room or storage room. Cold chain should be ensured during transportation. Other considerations which are there for the clean milk production, that is disinfection and cleaning of equipments and utensils to prevent contamination of milk and milk products, to avoid health hazards. The contamination of milk from improperly utensils and cans is about 60%. So while concluding, I must say clean milk production is a key to successful dairying. It ensures human health, safety and improves shelf life of milk and milk products. Clean animals, clean utensils and clean milkers are a key to clean milk production. Simple managemental steps can improve a long way in attaining clean milk production. Thank you very much. Apart from this is just managemental steps which needs to be taken up for producing the clean milk and quality milk production, so that we get the products which are having health benefits for the consumers, and we can develop better quality products out of them. So for these things, we need to sensitize our farmers how to produce the clean and quality milk this product for product development.
Thank you very much, sir, for this informative and very thought-provoking lecture, sir. If anybody has any questions, please, you can go ahead.
Apart from this, you can ask anything regarding the dairy farming or any other thing.
So for bedding, you mentioned that we need to completely remove grass bedding after 4 to 5 weeks. 6 weeks.
Bedding, actually we should see that it is not contaminated. Okay, so it is after we see that soiling has been done, soiling is there, it is wet, so we should remove it immediately. If it is not like that, then we can think of removing it in after 2 to 3 weeks.
Sir, is it possible to go for sand bedding here?
You can, let me switch on the mic and...
Sir, is it possible to go for sand bedding in climatic conditions?
Sand bedding, I should say, only in summers.
Sir, but it will be costly, sir.
Huh?
सैंड चेंज करते रहेंगे तो कॉस्ट बच जाएगा ना, थोड़ा तो हमारा तो आ जाएगा ज़्यादा होगा.
Actually, what I have seen in my career during the period, here we should not go for such sort of the things immediately. First of all, you should gain experience in any dairy venture. Experience in this way, we should not construct heavy sheds, we should not use those heavy materials. After you get the experience that dairy farming is economical, better remunerative for you, then you can think of going for better constructions. First of all, you should gain your experience first. Then only develop the facilities what you want to develop. Then you can go for developing the better facilities like sand bedding, like you can go for the, you have enough of the grasses available, then you can provide that to straws for the bedding purpose. But if you are having sufficient amount of that available to you, but after gaining the experience. So that will be my first thing, whosoever farmer comes to me for consultation purpose, I never tell him to go for the heavy type of constructions in the early phase. So early phase is for gaining your experience in that very trade. If you feel afterwards that I am best fit in this trade, then you should go for going for the heavy constructions.
So we need to check the economical viability.
Economical viability is important because you might be getting some loan or something from different institutions. So that will be a meager amount. So in that meager amount, you have to think how much animals you will get. The more animals you will be having, more profitable your venture will be. So if we will go for, first of all, for the construction purpose only. So our business, we will lose the things from that place only. हमारा business वहीं पे थोड़ा बहुत गड़बड़ा जाएगा. क्योंकि पहला हमारा एनिमल से, एनिमल से हमें कितना प्रॉफिट आ रहा है हर साल में, हमें वो देखना है. उसके बाद जब हमें पता चल गया कि नहीं, इस ट्रेड में मेरे साथ सब कुछ बेस्ट रह रहा है, then I will go for betterment of that, sheds and other things, developing different facilities there.
That's why many researchers have concluded sand bedding as the best bedding for the comfort of animals. So that's why I had this question.
Sand bedding is comfortable, there is no doubt about that, but you have to see the economics related to that.
Sir, is there any problem of allergy, dust allergy?
Sir,
If we give a sand bedding,
There is no problem like that. Sand bedding is easy to clean also. You can remove this thing. You can just replace it after some period. You can go for cleaning of the sand also.
So plus if you give it a
The
drainage,
same sand can be used time and again.
if you put a drainage layer underneath it, so if there is some extra excreta or anything over it, it will drain out.
Excreta will not drain out. Liquid slurry and other things that can drain out, but the excreta you have to
That will
think
remain
over
in
that. After some time you should clean the sand, remove that dirt material, then you can again use that sand.
मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूँ, जैसे वी नॉर्मली गो फॉर पास्चराइजेशन ऑफ मिल्क, उसमें नॉर्मली पास्चराइजेशन में हम क्या करते हैं, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू गो इन द साइंटिफिक बिट्स ऑफ दोज, उसमें हम नॉर्मली पैथोजेनिक ऑर्गन्स को ये करते हैं, लेकिन सारे स्पॉइलेज ऑर्गन नहीं खत्म हो जाते। आपने देखा होगा सर कल बोल रहे थे कोई हमारे लेक्चर में सर बोल रहे थे कि जो हमारे मिल्क मैन आजकल हमें घर में जो ये करते हैं ना, दोज हु प्रोड्यूस द मिल्क एंड फॉरवर्ड दैट टू अस, तो उसमें क्या होता है कि गर्मी में वो काम करते हैं, वो जल्दी जल्दी खत्म करते हैं। विंटर्स में चलो आराम से वो कहते हैं, लेकिन गर्मी में वो जल्दी जल्दी खत्म करते हैं। क्यों? उनका मिल्क स्पॉइल क्यों होता है जल्दी? बिकॉज ये जो छोटी छोटी चीजों का वो ध्यान नहीं रखते। क्लीन मिल्क प्रोडक्शन में क्या होता है, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं आपको एक ये देता हूँ एग्जाम्पल, एक देता हूँ कि हमारा एक ऑर्गेनिज्म है, उसको आई थिंक दैट इज क्लोस्ट्रिडियम टायरोबैक्टीरियम, आई थिंक मुझे पूरा याद नहीं है ना। तो उसमें क्या होता है, नॉर्मली ये बैक्टीरिया में स्पोर्स होते हैं, तो स्पोर्स में अगर आप जितनी भी कोशिश करो ना, वेदर यू गो फॉर पास्चराइजेशन, अल्ट्रा यूएसटी ट्रीटमेंट, इवन स्टरलाइजेशन, वो खत्म नहीं हो जाते। एज सून एज दे गेट दिस नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर दे विल रिवाइव बैक। तो दैट्स व्हाई क्लीन मिल्क प्रोडक्शन जरूरी है। इट्स नॉट ऑल अबाउट पास्चराइजेशन, आपने चलो मिल्क जैसे भी आपने प्रोड्यूस किया, फिर आप मिल्क बॉयल कर दो तो पियो, हाँ दैट इज विद रेस्पेक्ट टू दैट कि शॉर्ट टाइम के लिए आप उसको कंज्यूम कर सकते हो। बट when we go for economical production of this milk, economical dairy, हमें क्या करना है, हमें मिल्क को शेल्फ लाइफ इंक्रीज करनी है, तभी तो पहुंच पाएगा ना, जैसे आप दूर किसी कस्टमर को पहुंचाना चाहते हैं। सो दैट वे टू इंक्रीज द शेल्फ लाइफ ऑफ द मिल्क, क्लीन मिल्क प्रोडक्शन इज अ प्रेरेक्विजिट एंड इट कैन नॉट बी सबस्टिट्यूटेड बाय एनी काइंड ऑफ प्रोसेसिंग मेथड। ये चीजें जरूरी है। सो लेट मी नाउ invite Dr. Asif sir to please felicitate our lecturer.
We have framed our lectures in such a way that there should be some sequence in that lectures. Yesterday we started with the dairy scenario. Today we are with the clean milk production, because and we are going towards processing. And for processing, the first and foremost thing is that raw material, isn't it? Raw material is milk. And what kind of raw material we have? Of course, sir, yes, you need to believe about it. That is a clean. It should be clean. It should be free from all the impurities and all the spoilage and pathogen microorganisms. That is the foremost thing. So how that has to be done? That has been the lecture has been given by Dr. Hilal about this. एनिमल कैसा होना चाहिए, देन उसका हाउ टू मैनेज दोज एनिमल्स, देन हाउ टू हार्वेस्ट द मिल्क फ्रॉम दोज एनिमल्स। ठीक है, जैसे यूटेंसिल्स की बात शायद की होगी, है ना, यूटेंसिल्स की बात की, एनवायरनमेंट की बात, एम्बियंस की बात की, एंड देन हैंडलिंग की बात की। तो ये मिल्क देन इज बीइंग ट्रांसपोर्टेड एंड देन ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के बाद इट गेट्स सेंड टू द प्रोसेसिंग प्लांट, जहाँ पे इसकी प्रोसेसिंग होती है। सो this you should keep in remember these things, how we should proceed further. There are some few dairy farmers among us who know how they are managing these animals, but let us everybody should have these. There should be raw material is very important for us. So today's lecture was about that, and now after that we will move towards processing also. Okay, thank you.